First and foremost, I am OMAYA, a second-year college student of the University of Southeastern Philippines, currently taking BSN Economics. My assigned topic is all about command economy. My presentation includes the characteristics of a command economy, its benefits, the advantages, and some questions related to command economy. So now, here's my presentation. Command economy, also called planned economy, is a system where the government, rather than the free market, determines what goods should be produced, how much should be produced, and the price at which the goods are offered for sale. Planned economies can quickly mobilize economic resources on a large scale. They can execute massive projects, create industrial power, and meet social goals. They aren't slowed down by lawsuits from individuals or environmental impact statements, and can wholly transform societies to conform to the government vision. Next is the characteristics of a command economy. There are 5 characteristics of a command economy. First, the government creates a central economic plan. So, the 5-year plan sets economic and societal goals for every sector and region of the country. Second, the government allocates all resources according to the central plan. It tries to use the nation's capital, labor, and natural resources in the most efficient way possible. Next, the central plan sets the priorities for the production of all goods and services. So in this characteristic, this includes quotas and price controls. Its goal is to supply enough food, housing, and other basics to meet the needs of everyone in the country. Next, the government owns monopoly businesses. These are in industries deemed essential to the goals of the economy. That usually includes finance, utilities, and automotive. There is no domestic competition in these sectors. And lastly, the government creates laws, regulations, and directives to enforce the central plan. So businesses follow the plan's production and hiring targets. They can't respond on their own to free market forces. So next, advantages of the command economy. First, decisions are made quickly by state or government officials. Because in a command economy, they did not allow farmers the freedom to grow as much goods as they wanted. Instead, they had to grow as much as the government told them to grow. Second, low unemployment rate. Because the government will find work for them or work that fits to their skills. And lastly, produce goods which benefit society and ensure everyone has access to basic necessities. Second, how command economy works. Government ownership of the means of production. In command economies, governments will own some or all of production. Second, government pricing and production decisions. In command economy, production is decided by government agencies who decide the most socially efficient goods to produce. Third, consists of not just state-owned enterprises but some privately owned firms who are closely directed by state management. And lastly, the government will have overriding macroeconomic objectives such as employment rate and what to produce. Next, what countries have command economy? There are 7 countries. First, Belarus. This former Soviet satellite is still a command economy. The government owns 80% of its businesses and 75% of its banks. Second, China. After World War II, Mao Zedong created a communist-ruled society. Next, Cuba. Fidel Castro's 1959 revolution installed communism and a planned economy. Fourth, Iran. The government controls 60% of the economy through state-owned businesses. Next, Libya. In 1969, Muammar Gaddafi created a command economy reliant upon oil revenues. North Korea. After World War II, President Kim Il-sung created the world's most centrally planned economy. And lastly, Russia. Next, What goods or services should be produced? Each society must decide what to produce in order to satisfy needs and wants. The more you produce of some and services, the less you can produce of goods and services. So, the goods or services should be produced are the following. For basic needs, we have food, shelter, and clothing. For wants, these are the luxury items. And for services, we have education, healthcare, and defense. How resources are allocated. Resources are allocated by the government through centralized planning. The Central Planning Authority decides what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Theory of a central planning. Centrally planned economies assume that market does not work in the best interest of people and that central authority needs to meet social and national objectives. So these justifications are often made on the grounds of egalitarianism, environmentalism, anti-corruption, or anti-consumerism, which proponents of central planning do not consider that the free market adequately addresses. Next, who controls the economy? In command economies, governments will own some or all of the industries producing goods and services. Production is decided by government agencies who decide the socially efficient goods to produce. Lastly, benefits. The planning the planning body has perfect information, can make a better decision than in the market economy. And lastly, rewards, wages, and other monetary benefits like bonus are distributed on the basis of the joint rendering of services. The steady nature of planned economy encourages investments in the long-standing project-related infrastructures without any possibility of financial recessions. In fact, such sincere economic planning in the long run proves beneficial to improve the economic conditions of a country. That's all. Thank you.